welcome to Drunk Literature Season 3 featuring Melissa Beast.
Hey. Harry Potter. This is the first book. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. In some countries, it's Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, I believe. Don't know which ones, but...
I think Britain, where it was actually written.
Oh.
A young Harry Potter baby is left on the doorstep of the Dursleys. He grows up neglected and abused. And then one day, he starts getting mysterious letters. And then he finds out that he's a wizard after Hagrid bursts into the shack where they're hiding away from the letters.
Just shows up, yeah.
Just shows up and is like, "You're a wizard, Harry." And then he goes to Hogwarts and he learns about his family a little bit and he makes some great friends. And then he finds out that Voldemort is trying to get the Sorcerer's or Philosopher's Stone, which will give him eternal life. But he thinks it's Snape that is working for Voldemort. But it turns out it's Quirrell. And there's a big confrontation and he almost dies.
So it's kind of interesting because it's all about him being introduced to this world where technically, like, everyone knows him because he's the boy who lived. He's famous. He's, like, actually, honestly, like, not just a celebrity, but, like, a symbol of hope for this world. And it's interesting to see him kind of thrown into that because it's not a world he's familiar with at all. And yet, like, unlike the other, like, Muggleborns, he's kind of thrown into this world that has a place for him in it. He has tons of money in it that he inherits from his family, and everyone knows his family.
I saw
The Silver Trio are very important to me. Ginny, Neville, and Luna. I would read an entire book series that was just about their adventures in the background of the Golden Trio.
I definitely like the teachers.
Oh, yeah?
Surprise, surprise.
McGonagall.
But McGonagall, yeah.
Professor Bin, your favorite?
I really like Professor Sprout.
Oh, yeah! It's funny because if you watch the movies, you would not even know who Professor Bin is.
Oh, what were your favorite and least favorite adaptation parts of the first book from when it went to the movie? I was real pissed that there was no potion, like the scene where they were trying to figure out the potion thing that was cut from the movie. I was real pissed about it.
And each of the professors, or the major professors, notable professors, has Professor Binns doesn't have one, but they mostly have a room. And it was interesting in the movie because you saw theoretically what Quirrell's was. It was like the troll that was in there, and you see it knocked out, and it's like, oh, so Quirrell put a defense here that legitimizes him, but then as not the bad guy. But then you keep on going, and Snape has one too, and it's kind of like the question of like both of them are represented in trying to defend. And it was Hermione's moment, because Ron had the moment with the chess game, and Hermione was the one who was able to solve that. Through the whole movies, I miss Peeves, and Peeves kind of being missing took away a bit of that kind of feeling of like the chaoticness. The giant squid, too. I kind of missed the fact that there is not too many mentions of there's just a giant squid in this lake. It's not a magical squid, it's literally just a giant squid that lives in this lake, There's kind of little bits of character and chaos.
I think they made Ron into, the bumbling best friend who kind of eats a lot of food and makes funny one-liners. But he was so much in the book.
All right, let's move on to Chamber of Secrets.